back to graphic design. So part of the thing that's so sickening, like we were talking about money, and one thing that bothers me is that you guys like you got to realize like money is like an essential force that you have to cultivate. It's like a form of energy. It's a form of energy. It has a claim on all other forms of energy. It has this is a Michael Saylor point, but it's a form of meta energy. So it can be used to buy food, energy, shelter, etc. It's a form of energy that it supersedes all other forms of energy. But it's the thing that you like you're trading you are trading your time for this stuff. You're trading your blood for this stuff. Your mojo, your life essence. If you're whether even if you're doing something, if your job is toil, or even if your job is creative, like what I do, I'm trading my mojo and my productive years, etc., in exchange for this form of meta energy. So it's a thing that you have to like. You can't have a cavalier or nihilistic or destructive or negative attitude about it. You really have to know that you have to like respect its importance to you. Otherwise, you'll end up, on the wrong side of the equation. So one thing we're talking about is like the monetization via advertising. This is one of the reasons why our content is blacklisted, suppressed, deboosted, etc., is because we're not really advertiser friendly. And the monetization model, it affects the end product so much. I mean, the reason why everything sucks is because everything is the way that things get paid for is via advertising. Nobody really is buying tickets to go see movies anymore. Nobody's buying DVDs anymore, except for collectors. I'm sure there's one guy out there who just bought a new Tarantino DVD set and is going to say, I collect DVDs. Well, yeah, okay, we get it, but I'm talking about the rule, not the exception. Everything is funded with advertising, so everything has to appeal to advertisers. It has to be the kind of thing where you can monetize it not by selling. You're not selling an $80 DVD to 1,000 people. You're selling an 8-cent ad impression that goes across 1 million people. So you have to appeal to a totally different demographic anyway. So there's even less ways for niche artists to make money. If you're in the past, you could have done. I think Matt Damon talks about this. One of the what was his Goodwill Hunting. So movies like Goodwill Hunting, it used to be possible to fund a movie like Goodwill Hunting because even if it had a lackluster theater debut, later on you would have people who are real movie fans, real movie buffs that collect DVDs. They would go buy the DVD, so you'd see a secondary back end sale on that. Whereas nowadays people are only interested in what they can get for free on their phone. So you have to. It's just everything sucks. For that reason. So, how the fuck did I get on this? The graphic design stuff. One of the really shitty things about this is that books now. This is a crazy one. Like in the past, a book, the purpose of a book, or the way that people would have seen a book is for preserving information between generations. It's for passing down your knowledge or your story or whatever for posterity. Basically, it's a thing like if you had a book in the past, it was a real serious big deal type of thing, and now a book is part of the monetization model for all these people who should be nobodies, like David Goggins. These people who like. They don't have some vast wellspring of interconnected bases of knowledge from which they can build this like pyramid of wisdom or whatever. They're basically just saying they're basically just selling their public speaking tour. Like, why does this guy have a book? This guy is
He ended up in my recommended this morning on my ride to work, talking about how he had like a stalker who.
Me?
Yeah, I was just thinking like, what the stalker you was talking about? Was it Sam?
I can't imagine what's in these books. Never finished. It's 300 pages? You really need 300 pages to talk about how you you can run a marathon, a 30-hour marathon. Good God! But so books now, it's like every nobody blogger on Medium.com or every nobody turd who's had a TED talk has an accompanying book to sell. The level of noise when it comes to books is at an unprecedented, never before seen level here. Like the best, like Prince Harry, the Prince Harry book is a bestseller.
Oh man.
48 Laws of Power, fucking crap. Dark Triad crap. Doesn't work. Will make you more miserable. This shit is all junk. Never finished. David Goggins. What an asshole. But the bad part of this is if you go, so here's the point that I'm making, okay? Sorry I'm ranting here and getting a bit of Asperger's-y. If you, oh, fuck you. So if you look up how to graphic design, the stuff that comes up now is, it's like, what is that Instagram account that I just followed? It's basically impossible to get a new book about graphic design or anything aesthetics based that's not like this regurgitated blog posts, the 12 most inspiring graphic design trends for 2023. Like the person who wrote this probably has a book that's for sale on Amazon. So there's so much noise. So to get that real info, and this applies to probably more, I'm sure this applies to more things than just graphic design. If you're trying to learn anything and you find that the topical present day bestseller list is obviously made up of junk, it might be the case that you have to go back to the fucking 1960s to get a book that actually has the information you need. So if you're doing design, this is one that you need to pick up, is the Basic Principles of Design. I'm sorry in advance if the eBay price is shooting up to $400 because of this, but Manfred Meyer, Basic Principles of Design, is a big one. There's what is it? Grid-based systems. This is a good one right here. This might still be in print. Joseph Mueller Brockman is a graphic design one. And then get the on eBay. I just bought a bunch of these. But there's a type foundry and design house called Emigre, and they had a magazine. And this, just buy like 5 of these and pick them apart, and this is better than a college education in design. Is if you just pick up an Emigre magazine and really think about what they're doing on the page, because every page, and they have a weird sort of Y2K like this type of typeface design. Like it's not immediately apparent how good it is, but if you get these Emigre magazines, and just this, I think this is just Elliot Earl's stuff here, which is also great, but it's not like publication design. But pick those up and pick them apart. Like stare at a page for 30 minutes and try to write down what you think is happening there. Sorry for ranting. What's next?
Gator